Alright, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solve puzzle box number 6. Okay, so to solve this puzzle, we're going to say that this is the front, the one with the two holes here, and these two transparent bricks. And the first step is to move this part using your finger and pull it out. And then next, you're going to put your finger in here and try to pull this out. And from this, we're going to take the red axle out, and this is going to be the first tool. I'm going to put this aside for a second, and then you're going to go to the back and push right here. And then at the front, you can see this part came out where there once was a hole. It came out, and now I'm going to take the red axle and go to the left side and put it through this hole. And then out the other side comes this axle, this longer axle, and you're still going to need the red axle. And there you have these two axles, and we're going to finish up the second layer, and you're going to go back to the left side, and you're going to use the longer axle and drop it in here, and then using the smaller axle, you're going to push it even farther, and then drop this out, and you don't see anything happen on the outside, it's on the inside. And once that's happened, you can now go back to the front and drop this back in this hole right here, and then use this to push it even farther. Take both axles out, and then out the other side you see this came out, and that's the second layer done. And we're going to go back to the first layer, the bottom one, and you're going to go to the left side. If you notice, this comes in and out, but if you use this and put it through the hole, then you pull it out, both of these come out, and that allows you to push here. And you can't just push it all the way, because you kind of have to align these holes, and the holes you're going to have to align is the first one, the third one, and the fifth one. So I'm going to align the first one, and you have to line it, and then just push this axle through. Longer one, the first and the third, and then you can see out the back these two axles come out, and we'll take them out later. And then you can push this all the way in now, and then use this to put it through the fifth hole. Now go to the back. All three axles are out, and you have to take them completely out. You do get a lot of axles out of the box. So now we're going to go to the third layer. So you're going to use the longer axle to push out this axle right here. You have to put it through this hole. Do that, and then I don't like to take this one fully out, just like as much as I can, like that. And then you go back to the left side and put it through this middle one right here, and then you push it all the way through so it comes flush with the wall, and just drop it out. And then you go to the back here and push this other axle. Don't push it all the way, or else it will fall out, about that much, and then take it out. Now this should come out, and that's solved the puzzle. We're going to reset the puzzle. The first step to reset it is go to the main part, which you have to take out for the puzzle. And on the second layer of it, you have to push this back. And now you can put this back in here. And then I like to finish the second layer first, and so you just push this through, and that's basically it. and we'll put this back later because we still need it for the third layer. And the first thing you do is push it through this hole right here. Don't push it all the way through, else this axle will fall out. So as you can see, it starts moving forward until about there, and then you go to the right side now, and over here you push this about that much. Don't push it all the way through again, and then you can push this through. And then I like to go back to the left side and just push this axle back until it hits the yellow axle. And now we're done with this black axle, and you can just put it back right where it was, right there. And then once that's back in, you can push this back through. And then we're going to go to the back, and we're going to put these 3 axles back. This one, in this hole, and this hole. Sorry, that's not that hole. This one. Mistake. And then right here, you can go to the right side and push this all the way back. And then that allows you to push these 2 back. And then on this, you can put this back through, axle back through here, and put this here, and push this back. And that's the reset of the puzzle. Okay, so for the mechanism of the first layer, there are some pretty simple movements. And so for this part in the front, you can see this one's pretty simple. There's 2 1x2 bricks with no rod on the inside, and that allows them to move. And this, so this catches on to here, and it doesn't allow it to move like that. And this kind of gets blocked with the axle, so you can't slide it around. And then for this part, this has these 2 here, and this is part of the mechanism to lock it in place. As you can see, this piece right here, it moves this whole thing, and when this is in, it catches onto here, not allowing it to move. And then this piece, you can see this piece isn't connected to this one, but they both have holes, so when you put the axle in, it goes through both pieces, and when you pull it pulls both pieces out. And once this is out, it allows it to move. And then you can align these holes. These holes, they're just there, and you have to align them by looking here. And then over here, with the 3 axles here, these are in the main part. They go through 3 1x2 bricks with axle holes, and then they go through the wall, locking this in place. And that's the mechanism for the first layer. Now for the mechanism of the second layer, first going to take a look at this piece. So when you slide this, it aligns with this hole here, and it allows you to push this main axle out. This axle is pushed out with this red axle. We'll get to that later. This piece, it's a little complicated, but it's pretty simple. So it has 3 transparent 1x2 bricks without the axle, without the rod inside them. And this one right here allows for this piece to move, like this. And then these allow for this whole piece to move. And then this piece is to push another piece out. So when you push this, this gets aligned with this red axle, this 2-stud red axle. And when you push it through, this part gets pushed and it pushes the red axle, and it goes through here, pushing this out and allowing it to fall out. Now for this other hole here, when you push it, it gets aligned here and allows you to push this part. This is on the main part of the puzzle that you have to get out, and when you don't push it and it's back, it blocks you from this, putting the axle through this hole and from pushing this out. And then this part, it goes through this part and locks it, goes through the wall and this part, main part, blocking it. And then this, when you push it with the axle, the hole gets aligned here, allowing you to push through here. And that's the mechanism for the second layer. For the mechanism of the third layer, you have 3 axles, a 3-stud, 6-stud, and a 5-stud, and you have to start with the 5-stud axle by pushing it out, because right here, the mechanism here is this 3-stud axle goes through the final step of the puzzle box, not allowing it to go anywhere, and that part goes through the wall, and you have to push it out through here, and there's no space, or you can push it out here through here, but there's no space. It's here, and you can't push it through here because of this axle. And to push this axle, well, you have to push it through here, but there's the yellow axle here, and you have to start with that one, and you can't just push it out like that and you're done. You have to pull it all the way out, because if you don't, it goes through the final step, not allowing it to go, because it goes through 2 walls, and yeah. And once that's out, you can now push this through, and once that's pushed, it gives you space here to push this through or out, unlocking the third layer. And that's the mechanism. Alright, so that was the solve, the reset, and the mechanism of the puzzle box, and I'll see you guys next time.